I want to share with you a recent discovery about another astronomical question. That star map that Spartan 1 drew for my documentary, Antarctica, Alien Secrets Beneath the Ice. Spartan 1 was a Lieutenant Commander Navy SEAL in August 2003 when he was assigned to go to Antarctica to extract an archaeologist who had been studying hundreds of symbols and hieroglyphs in the huge alien structures. All the symbols and glyphs were precisely 7 centimeters deep in the thick, dense black basalt walls of the alien structures that glowed with green light as he moved through the hallways. The scientist did not understand what technology could make so many complex and detailed symbols similar to Egyptian and Mayan, but were neither. Another great mystery for Spartan 1 were the large 23 feet high, 18 feet thick black basalt doors throughout the vast high 18-foot structures like this one. Each door was marked not by hieroglyphs, but by a large circular ancient black sun with 12 arms radiating from a central circle with 2 90-degree angles at the ends of each arm. Along with the black sun, each door had some kind of star map. Spartan 1 understood that the star maps were different from door to door, but the one depicted here was drawn by Spartan 1 for my documentary, and he implied that he had an actual photograph to trace this star map. Further, on this particular door that Spartan 1 sketched for me, he said the scientists explained that 3 different universes were represented in this star map, and one was the universe that we are in. I now want to play for you a segment from my Antarctica documentary about the star map mystery and a recent discovery, a hypothesis about that star map. Now, look at this and tell me if you recognize anything there.
Yes, I do. It resembles a panel that I saw at the structure in Antarctica. That was the panel that had the star map on it.
And the star map, do you know?
From what they could estimate, it was not only our universe, but 3 universes combined in one large star map. The focal point was what our Hubble Space Telescope has photographed and recorded at that time. Then they correlated what the Hubble Space Telescope had taken photographs of that was not in our universe, but actually a different universe outside, further out than what we think our universe is.
I know that what you just said to me was that we were using the Hubble to photograph in another universe outside of this universe.
Yes, ma'am.
And then another universe.
Yes, ma'am. The way it was described to me, they were taking mathematical equations, formulas, from different points of our universe and pinpointing it to photographs or recordings that was made by our Hubble Space Telescope, which at that time was the best technological device that we had at that time.
Was this generated by extraterrestrial beings?
Yes, ma'am. There are other star maps in other facilities or structures around the planet, but at the one in Antarctica that I was in, that was the only panel that had that star map that showed the other 2 universes. All the other star maps was just of our known universe.
Did any astronomical type of scientist try to explain to you guys what they thought this star map made by extraterrestrials of showing, I'm going to say, 1 universe ours and then 2 others?
What I could wrap my brain around was all 3 star maps. The astrophysicist that was trying to explain it to me explained it to me like this. Each star map had one focal point. It was like telling a story. It showed our Milky Way. It always started at our Milky Way inside our universe. And each pinpoint that you could go to and relate to that's been proven is like a stepping stone. This is where you start from, our Milky Way. And each point tells you this is where it's at. In all 3 star maps that I know of.
To experiment with the star map from Spartan 1, we made a Photoshop exact match to Spartan 1's star map. He implied to me that he had original photos and/or sketches of the Antarctica door with the black sun and star map. With our green Photoshop star map, we can control its orientation, and I wanted to see what would happen if we superimposed our green star map over the Orion constellation. And specifically, could we find a match of the 3 belt stars of Orion that have been written about in Earth history for thousands of years? First, here is what the Orion constellation looks like in a night sky on Earth. We have labeled the 3 belt stars Mintaka, Alieninfoo, and Alnightak. Our human point of view is standing on the surface of our planet and looking up and outward into stars like these that are part of the Milky Way galaxy that our solar system orbits. What happens if we take Spartan 1 star map and see if it matches any of the 3 belt stars in this Orion map? We tried 2 different orientations, one with the long arm to the right, as in the original Spartan 1 drawing, and then flipped our green star map to make the long arm extend to the left. When we did the flip, it appears that we have some matches. And when we superimpose Spartan 1's star map that we made all green, there is a close match of the 3 belt stars in the black and white Orion map and Spartan 1's star map. Spartan 1 stressed that each of the different star maps carved in the black basalt Antarctica doors always had the same focal point, the center of the Milky Way galaxy. So if you were making star maps, not for use from the surface of Earth, but for space travel from planets far beyond our solar system, the space travelers would likely make the maps from what they see approaching our solar system. And this would explain why we had to flip Spartan 1's star map 180 degrees in order to match what we humans see of Orion in the night sky from Earth. But that means the original star map, carved in the black basalt 2 miles under Antarctic ice, was carved from a view on the other side of the Orion constellation, looking toward Earth from light years away. In this Pioneer 10 gold plaque by astronomers Carl Sagan and Frank Drake, it shows that the Earth is the 3rd planet from the Sun, coming from the Sun outward. What we have just discussed going into the star map in Antarctica is that they were constructed by intelligences looking at this solar system from out beyond the solar system coming toward the Earth. And in the cuneiform of the Sumerians and the Anunnaki thousands of years ago, Enlil, ruler of the Earth, was depicted with 7 circles. In this very important and historic book, 1976 copyright, The 12th Planet by Zecharia Sitchin, he deals with the cuneiform about the 7 circles and the fact that Enlil, who was the ruler of Earth, always referred to this planet that we're on as the 7th planet. And Zecharia Sitchin writes on page 261, our astronomy is geared to the notion that Earth is the 3rd planet, which indeed it is if one begins the count from the center of our system at the Sun. But to someone nearing our solar system from the outside, as depicted here in this illustration at the far right, is Pluto was once there as a planet. The first planet to be encountered would be Pluto, the second Neptune, the third Uranus, not Earth, the fourth would be Saturn with the rings, the fifth would be big striped Jupiter, the sixth would be red Mars, and Earth would be the seventh. And this was the understanding in the cuneiform by Zecharia Sitchin as he did all of that work to do this very important book, The 12th Planet. And I have been rereading this book again. I read it all the way back somewhere in the beginning of the 80s. Now it has a lot more meaning today than it did then. And I can't help but wonder, could it be that it's the progenitors, the Anunnaki, from however long ago, hundreds of thousands of years, that are the ones who built the huge, gigantic structures in what we know as Antarctica, when they were actively on this planet for so long, building all kinds of huge structures that we see in Mesopotamia, but may have been all over the planet, may have been throughout the solar system. And what is their strange, mysterious Nibiru? Was it actually a spaceship? Or was it a body far out beyond this solar system that they somehow used as a base to come into this system, claimed this planet as theirs, and set about the manipulation of DNA in already evolving primates to create Homo sapien? And they did not want Homo sapien to be equal with them. They always wanted Homo sapien to do work for them. Is the legacy today, as we now are heading out back to Mars, where they allegedly once also had a base, is that what we will be finding in our solar system? The legacy, the residue, pyramids, and maybe even stone stelae that have the cuneiform that we have been mystified by in many ways on our planet, and that what Spartan 1 saw in Antarctica may have related to the language and the history of the Anunnaki in our planet.